The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. The legend lives here.
Clark underneath, scoop shot up, it's good, the basket will count. How did she do that?
Kind of good to get back in my groove a little bit.
Rebound Dowling, Ellie Moeller, pass to Tritton, to Zedeker, back to Katie Moeller for three, up good.
This is Maroon Nation.
Pull-up jumper, good. Dowling takes the lead.
They're battle tested. One of the things that makes Dowling special is everything we do is hard all day. These guys are always challenged.
His shot at the horn, no good, and Dowling has won it. Dowling has won it.
Dowling Catholic High School basketball is on the air. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bosun the Florist. Welcome to the Maroon Pregame Show. Here's Mark Amadeo.
And a very pleasant good evening, and welcome to the Waukee Northwest Gym, home of the Wolves, here on Iowa Catholic Radio, as we're out here in eastern Dallas County, Waukee, Iowa, alongside Mike Burker. I'm Mark Amadeo. Later on, Jimmy Cataldo will join me for the boys' game. But, Michael, we have Central Iowa Metro League basketball, both games, the girls and the boys, a battle of top five teams. In the girls' contest, fifth-ranked Waukee Northwest taking on second-ranked Dowling Catholic. In the boys' game, number 2 versus number 3, Dowling at number 3, Waukee Northwest at number 2. Should be a great atmosphere, great battle. Got enough media here tonight, and the fans are still trickling in. So, and Coach Donahue lost the JV game, the girls' JV game, which I haven't seen too often. You don't see too many else. So we've got that going against us tonight.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for them. Tom had told me that it was going to be one of their tougher games, so I came out real early to catch the tip-off and watched almost all the game. Just a couple of shots at the end, but it was a really close game. It was like a tie game with about a minute to go, and they lost by 5.
Well, I'm sure he'll coach them up, and practice will be interesting tomorrow on the good old Wednesday practice after a Tuesday game. But, Mike, we have Waukee. As a matter of fact, this is the last game in the first half of the conference season for the CIML, as beginning this Friday, we will start the rotation again with home and home, and Dowling will be at the road trip continues. Dowling at Urbandale on Friday, and then a week from tonight the Maroons are at Valley. Then the Maroons are starting to be at home, but we're a halfway point after tonight. So isn't that amazing? We're this far into the season. It's game number 11 for the Waukee girls. It's game number 13 for the Dowling girls. So conference-wise, we are through the halfway point.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game. It's one that I know that when we talked before the season started that we were looking forward to this night. The preseason polls had Waukee Northwest, I think, at number 2 and Dowling at number 3. Mm-hmm. And we knew what the Johnson games were going to be like for both teams, because both were going to play before this. But it was going to be interesting to see where things stood when they met here in January. Both have had some tough tests. Both have played out-of-state schools, and recently in the last 5 games, I think they've all played the same teams. Just a different mixed match.
Sure.
And I think during that 5-game stretch, Dowling played down in Missouri, and I think I'm not sure where Waukee Northwest played their game at, but they played somebody from out-of-state also.
Washington, Illinois was one of them. They've been over to Cedar Rapids, Washington, who's in the top 10 in Class 5A. And then they played a team out of Minnesota at the Johnson tournament.
Okay,
right
that's
before
where it was.
Christmas break, the Catholic school, Benilde St. Margaret's, a team that Dowling played, I think, a year ago. So, yeah, they've all kind of tried to play up. And I know Waukee Northwest and head coach Sam Powell, the former coach of Des Moines East, who won a state title there, he still has teams. He's going to Millard South in Omaha, I think, a week from this coming Thursday, a Thursday night game at Millard South, taking on the Patriots in a single game over there. So they're all the teams that you see, the Johnsons, the Dowlings, the Waukee Northwest, basically your top 5. Valley, all looking and Ankeny looking to play up, and they try to get outside the CIML, and have done a pretty good job getting them prepared. Because if you can play a Thursday, Friday, well, that's kind of what the state tournament is. You're going to play back-to-back. Get them in that habit of playing back-to-back.
Yes, I see somebody different. Cause I think the Valley one was against Algona Garrigan, if I'm not mistaken, up in a tournament in northwest Iowa. So to see somebody different than what you normally play, because year after year after year you're playing the same teams. The coaches run similar systems every year with some tweaks depending on their people. It's kind of interesting to see it at this point in the year. After the first of the year, they played 10 games minimum, both teams. Mm-hmm. So that means that they've had an opportunity to work out some of the kinks. They've tried to set their rotations a little bit. They've seen which things work, which things don't work for them. So I think you're going to see a true kind of look at both teams where they're kind of at right now. They're coming right off the Christmas break. I think that Northwest had a little bit more time off after the Christmas break than other schools, but then Dowling did too. They were off for a while. So it's going to be a test to see which team is more healthy, conditioned, and it should be a nice full-court game tonight.
Well, it should be. I know Dowling's got some illness running through, and it's through one family, the Mullers, and 2 of the 3 are okay. The one is, they're all here, but how much can they go up and down the court against a very fine Waukee Northwest team? And for Sam Powell, to your point about finding rotations, well, he's had a gal that's one of his starters from a year ago that returned. He's got 4 of his 5 starters back, but one of them, Leah Jania Leverage, out with a high ankle sprain, and she's only played in 5 games and has some limited duty. And of course, that high ankle sprain is the worst ankle sprain. You might as well just break your foot or something, because recovering from that is just lingering. But she's in the mix, and she may start tonight. So he gave me 7 probable starters, is a typical what Sam does. But he says, we're going to come out and guard you, Mark. And I said, I would expect no different. But the question would be, we know what you're going to get from Waukee Northwest. What are you going to get from Dowling with the illness, and can these girls, be like who put it the best? Coach Danner says, hey, Michael Jordan had the flu. Remember the flu game? He threw up 60 points. Well, can they suck it up a little bit tonight, overcoming that? I don't know, but we're going to find out.
Well, I think both teams. We know Dowling runs better in their transition. When they're running their transition effectively, they're really a difficult team to stop. And I think if you look at the statistics that Waukee Northwest had in some of the games that I've been able to watch on TV, they like to transition it too. So it's going to be whoever can win the transition game, it's going to be a big plus. Now, they both play about 7 people, it looks like. Maybe they go to 8. The difference would be is the illnesses, how that affects people, and maybe some of the injuries, people coming back from injuries from Waukee Northwest. But both teams, I think, want to play an up-tempo game if they can. So it's going to be important for each team to take care of the basketball, to make sure they don't give any easy transition baskets, because these are 2 well-coached teams, 2 good teams that have good athletes, and are probably pretty evenly matched when it comes down to it.
Absolutely. 5th-ranked Waukee Northwest, 2nd-ranked Dowling in this girls contest. We're here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Mark Amadale alongside Mike Burkert. Other games going on in the Central Iowa Metro League tonight. Johnston and their 63-game winning streak is just across town here in Waukee, as they are at Waukee High School. Ankeny Centennial at Ankeny in the Battle of Ankeny. And the Valley Girls at Southeast Polk. I shouldn't say the Valley. It's a girl. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders. So Urbandale has the night off. They have a bye in both the girls and boys. Other games going on in the Iowa Alliance Conference. Hoover's at Bondurant Farrar, Oskaloosa at Ottumwa, Fort Dodge at Des Moines East, Marshalltown at North, Mason City at Roosevelt, and Des Moines Lincoln at Waterloo East. And Ames has a bye. And finally, in the Little Hawkeye Conference tonight, Newton is at Norwalk, Dallas Center Grimes at Pella Christian, and Indianola at Pella. So we're going to take a 1-minute break, come back, and we will give you the starting lineups, and we'll also have a little bit more pregame tonight. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. 2 of the top 5 teams in Class 5A. We'll also go through the rankings as time permits here in the pregame show. So we'll take a 1-minute break. Brady Grimm back on the board tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Welcome back, Brady. Appreciate having you back. And we'll take a 1-minute break and return with more pregame Dowling and Waukee Northwest on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
All right, welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym here in Waukee, Iowa. Eastern Dallas County, Central Iowa Metro League girl-boy doubleheader tonight on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Welcome. My name is Mark Amadale alongside Mike Burkert. Let's take a look at our probable starting lineups. We may have to, we're going to do this ahead of time, so Mike can give you some keys to the game, but we may have to mix and match. I can't say all 7 of Sam's. I'm just going to pick out the 5 that I think are going to start. And we'll start with the Dowling girls. They come in ranked second in Class 5A. Their record is 11-1. The Maroons have won 4 in a row, and they are 9-0 against this Waukee team. Now, keep in mind, Waukee High School, Mike, is just 5 years old. They just started their 5th year, and the goods are here. All right. Hi, John. They just started their 5th year as a high school, and the Maroons have won every game since they played. They're 9-0, so that's quite a thing going into tonight. So the Maroons come in. They're going to start at one guard, and that is Katie Muller, 6'2 junior, averaging 18 points a game, leads the team in points per game, and has made 36 threes. Katie will wear number 11. The other guard is Adrian Sears, a 5'10 freshman, averaging 8 points, 4.5 rebounds. Sears will wear number 31. And the third guard is Maddie Rice, 5'8 senior, averaging 6.5 points, and she'll wear number 25. And the fourth guard is the second Moeller sister, Nikki Moeller, a 5'11 freshman, averaging just under 7 points and 3.5 rebounds. She'll wear number 21. And at center, Ellie Moeller, the Missouri recruit, 6'3 senior, averaging 15.5 points, leads the team with a little over 11 rebounds and leads the team in 42 blocks on the year. She'll wear number 23. So there'll be Katie Moeller, Adrian Sears, Maddie Rice, Nikki Moeller, and Ellie Moeller, the 5 on the floor to start for Dowling. Off the bench, we'll see Olivia Meredith, 5'9 junior, along with Tess Carmichael, a 5'7 sophomore, and Molly Austin, a 5'8 sophomore, scheduled to come off the bench. For head coach Kristen Meyer in her 10th year, 178 wins, 59 losses at Dowling, 16 years overall, assisted by Joel Danner and Audrey Faber, now Francis. Did I get that right, Mike?
You did.
I got to get Faber in there. Faber Francis.
Yeah.
I got to think St. Francis. Then I got it now. And her husband, Riley, assistant coach for one of the top 5 boys programs in Class 3A, ADM of Adel. So that's the starters for Dowling. The Maroons come in averaging 61.5 points on offense. They give up 41.5 points on defense. And now for the Waukee Northwest Wolves, they come in with a record of 7-3. They've won 4 in a row, and they're ranked 5th in Class 5A, and they will start this lineup. At point guard, Romy Croat, 5'9 junior, one of the leading scorers, averaging just over 14 points a contest, and she'll wear number 32. The other guard is Vanna Billick, 5'8 senior, one of 2 seniors on this Northwest club, averaging 9.5 points, and leads the team in 17 made threes. She wears number 22. At one forward, Sadie McCann, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 14 points. She and Romy Croat are the 2 leading scorers for this Waukee Northwest team. McCann will wear number 12. And at one forward, Logan Vogt, 6'2 junior. Her mom is the head volleyball coach here at Waukee Northwest, averaging just over 6 points a contest, leads the team with just under 7 rebounds a contest. And Logan Vogt will wear number 24. And at center, Cassidy Danberg, a 6'1 junior, averaging 3 points, 4.5 rebounds. I mentioned we may see Leah Janiel Everidge, 5'9 junior, may get the start tonight, Mike. She's played in 5 games. She's a starter from last year, but recovering from a high ankle sprain. Kennedy Princehouse coming off the bench, 5'7 junior. You may see her along with Victoria Burpo. Burpo, a 6'2 sophomore, some of the players we may see along with Chloe Mullen, a 5'10 junior. So that is a look at the starting lineups for both teams. We're going to take a break right here. We'll come back with our starting lineups, or rather our keys to the game with Mike Burkert and our tip-off coming up after this 1-minute break. Up next, we'll hear from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Hamadale. And Brady Grimm, our studio producer, will be back with Dowling and Waukee Northwest here at the Northwest Gym on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym as we get set for girls and boys basketball tonight along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Hamadale, Mike Burkert. Coach, we went through the starting lineups right before our break there. You got our keys to the contest. I can't wait. Did it change because of the illness, the virus, the bug going through the Dowling program right now, or are you going to keep it the same, Coach?
I think it's going to stay the same because I think you still got to do it whether people are healthy or not. Right. We talked about when you walk through the offense-defensive statistics, statistically, if you go all the way through the whole list of statistics, they're almost identical. They shoot the ball very similar, points, everything. So what Dowling needs to make sure that they do is one advantage that Waukee Northwest has is offensive rebounding. They really crash the board, so Dowling's going to have to make sure that they block out, get a body on somebody, and only let them have one shot. Dowling's going to need to protect the basketball. We talk about that. They got to limit their turnovers. Waukee Northwest averages almost 10 steals a game. And they got to make sure that if they do have a turnover, it's not an active one where they can make a steal, take it down on the transition game. One of the things in talking with Coach Danner before the game was, and we noticed it when we played Southeast Polk when they threw a zone at Dowling, it kind of confused him a little bit, and he agreed with that, is that he's expecting that they might see some zones, some 2-3 zone or 1-3-1 zone, and for them to be able to identify that quickly and get into the proper offense. He said they worked on that, so the key is going to be, especially for the freshman point guard, that she identifies that early, get them in the proper set so that they can score. They need to talk on defense. Again, watching Waukee Northwest, they have a lot of set plays where they set a lot of screens for people to come off the screens, either take it to the basket. They shoot a lot of free throws, so you've got to make sure you're talking. You've got to make the proper switches. And the last thing, when you watch the JV game, Waukee Northwest press the entire game. So they do press, and so for Dowling, again, to be able to handle the press and get the transition and try to score off the press.
Well, that's a lot to throw at one team because that's like night and day from what the Maroons have faced, but they've went out of state to play teams. You play up to prepare yourself for a team like Waukee Northwest, a team like Johnson. You face them twice during the year. These two teams will face each other on February 13th. That's a Friday night at Dowling. That's the rematch. It's also Dowling senior night, so that's the next time these two teams will play. Interesting you say that about Dowling, Mike, because I look back at the game against Southeast Polk where Dowling got the win 63-25 on Friday night. One of the things I note for the Maroons, 14-14 the turnover margin. So the Maroons have got to cut that margin to single digit. That's very important value in possessions. And the Maroons had an outstanding job on the boards. 43-12 over Southeast Polk on the boards that night with Ellie Muller having a double-double, 20 points and 10 rebounds. And all 9 players that dressed that night scored. The Maroons didn't have 2 players, but they're all here tonight, all 11 of them on their roster. So interesting. We'll have to see how that all comes back. We'll have to do the check the box at the end of the game to see how this comes to fruition. As what a pregame here. You got the video board. Every girl's got their own, warm-up shot up there on the video board and talks about them while the PA announcer announces them. And what an atmosphere they create here at Waukee Northwest. You got to hand it to them.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Dowling to play in an excellent environment to help prepare them for what they're going to see down the road.
No question about it. Our officials tonight, Chris Thomas, Grant Matternock, and Brock Yassi. And they will not do the boys' game. They're just going to do the girls' game. We got another crew coming on. And Dowling wins the tip. Maroons going left to right in front of us, wearing their road maroon uniforms, white numbers. Waukee Northwest in their white home jerseys with purple trim and letters and numbers. And here's Katie Muller coming off a ball screen. Dribbles down the lane. Shot off the glass good as she took it right down against Logan Vogt. And Katie Muller with the first 2 points of the ball game. Dowling leads it 2-0.
At that time, they were patient, ran a nice set, and got her isolated on the right side and down the block for a score.
And Northwest was in man-to-man. Dowling now on defense and is in man-to-man. Northwest with the basketball as they work it around the perimeter. Logan Vogt, Vanna Billick, along with Romy Croat, Cassidy Danberg, and Sadie McCann, the 5 on the floor for Northwest. And now 5 on the shot clock. They got to get a shot off. In the lane is Billick. Her shot is no good. Gets her own rebound in the lane. Now it's trapped there and has to get out of that lane and finally gets it to Sadie McCann. McCann, a little scoop shot underneath. Her shot no good. Fight for the rebound. Rebounded by Logan Vogt, but she stood on the baseline with her foot. It'll be a turnover against Northwest. But Dowling defense, Mike, 35 seconds, a pretty good defense there.
That was. They did play nice defense on that time.
And here's a full court pressure by Northwest. And it's man-to-man, and dribbling across the timeline is Katie Muller. She is the de facto point guard. Katie down the lane, tries to kick it out. She does to Maddie Rice, dribbles it to top of the key. Rice now leaves it for Muller. Katie with it, Dowling with their original 5. All 3 Muller sisters, along with Maddie Rice and Adrian Sears. And now the ball knocked out of bounds, but a whistle and a reach-in foul on Waukee Northwest. And they're going to get Logan Vogt for the foul, and they do. So it'll be the first foul of the ball game, first foul of the quarter. And it's a shooting foul, and Katie Muller at the line. First free throw good.
Again, Dowling was patient, ran through their offense, and were able to isolate Katie on a drive, and she got fouled that time.
Second free throw good. And it's Dowling leading 4-0 over Waukee Northwest. Our thanks to Ashworth Vision Clinic, Those in the Florist, and Iowa Wealth Management, our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio and our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Hamadale. Glad you could join us tonight. Tuesday night, CIML basketball. Top of the key for 3. McCann, good. She came off a nice ball screen in the left wing and shot it from the top of the key. McCann with her 12th made 3 of the year.
Yeah, that was an old school. That was their flex offense. They got that open for that 3-point shot.
It's one of my favorite offenses to teach and run. Now here's Sears getting isolated underneath. Shoots and scores around Sadie McCann. And the freshman Adrian Sears with her first basket. Dowling leading 6-3. Waukee Northwest the other way, right to left in front of us. Pretty good crowd here on this top 5 matchup in both the girls' game and the boys' game. There's a shot in the wing, blocked out of bounds, and that was Maddie Rice for the block, I believe.
It was a nice defensive play she made that time.
It'll be out of bounds to Northwest. They'll throw it inbounded underneath their own basket. They get it to Logan Vogt. Logan going against Katie Muller. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Muller. 14 on the shot clock, so there's 2 blocked shots in that possession. And the Maroons have picked up the defense tonight as they're contesting shots and passing lanes.
Yeah, so far they're doing a real nice job on that, keeping them away from the basket.
There's McCann with it, gets it up top of the circle to Billig. Dowling stays man-to-man. Now they try to isolate Croat. She goes down baseline, leaves it for Danberg for 3. It's no good. Rebound, Ellie Muller. Ellie not 100%, battling that flu bug along with her 2 other sisters, but she got it the worst and hanging right in there. Dowling by 3 with 5:10 to go first quarter. Katie Muller down the lane and draws the foul. Logan Vogt will pick up the foul.
It's our second.
And you're right. Second foul and second team foul on Northwest here in the second quarter. And Sam Powell and his coaching staff may have to go to the well. And Muller, Katie Muller, to the free throw line. Coach Powell assisted by Ben Dewey, Trent Smith, along with Ty Walsh, his JV1 coach, and Francis Nagusi on the Sam Powell coaching staff. Third year here at Northwest. First free throw no good. Second free throw good. So Muller 3 out of 4 at the free throw line and Dowling by 4, matching their largest lead. 7-3 Maroons. 5 minutes to play first quarter. Game 1 of our girl boy contest here at the Northwest Gym. Right side of the pass goes to Vogt beyond the 3-point arc, guarded by Katie Muller. Now here's a cutter underneath. McCann in the lane. Her shot up and rolls through. Got it up there and scores. McCann with her 5th point. That was a nice little play, a little set play, as you mentioned, Mike, for head coach Powell and the Northwest Wolves. Here's Muller down the lane, a little head fake, and her shot is blocked out of bounds by Cassidy Danberg, who had help defense as Katie Muller got around McCann, but nice help defense by Danberg.
Yeah, Waukee made a change on the defensive assignment with the 2 fouls on Vogt. And there's a nice help defense by the post player there, stepping up and blocking it.
All right, the Maroons inbound the ball. Now they get it to Muller. Ellie in the lane, turnaround shot up, off the rim and no good. Tipped by Maddie Rice. Out to Ellie Muller, and she draws the foul. And I'll tell you what, Maddie Rice is around the basketball, and she kept that play alive. Fouls on Croat, and that'll be her first. And free throws coming for Ellie Muller.
Yeah, she keeps the ball alive very well. She's done that in a number of the games. And in fact, she's done a nice job of just doing a lot of the little things for them.
First free throw good by Ellie Muller, a 65% free throw shooter on the air. Substitution. Victoria Burpo, 6'2 sophomore, coming into the Wolves lineup. Averaging 7 points, 4.5 rebounds. Second free throw by Ellie Muller is good. She has her first 2 points tonight. Dowling by 4. 9-5 Maroons. Waukee Northwest with the basketball. 4:15 to go, first quarter. Here's Croat with it. The Northwest point guard, guarded by Sears. They did a nice job of closing her out. Now she has to kick the pass out to Billick between the circles. Right wing, the pass goes to Burple. Mike?
Yeah, no, they had a clear out for Croat that time, and Adrian cut her off really nice.
And now a nice pass underneath to Burpo, and her layup good with the left hand. Victoria Burpo, nice move for the young sophomore. She got a nice pass that time by Croat, and now the ball knocked out of bounds as full court pressure by Northwest forces a turnover.
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about. If Waukee Northwest put that press on, how Dowling would be able to handle that press. And the first time they did, they threw it away.
So Northwest will inbound underneath their own basket out of the inbounds play. Corner 3 by Croat from the right wing. No good. Rebound Dowling and Katie Muller. Outlet pass to Maddie Rice. Now to Ellie Muller. Now if she turns, she had a shot if she turned and didn't know it. Now she gets underneath and misses the easy layup. I think Burple had a lot to do with that. Rebound out to Northwest. Dowling by 2. And now underneath, a shot in the lane. No good, and a foul on Ellie Muller. Nice head fake that time by Billick, and she'll go to the free throw line as she drew the foul on Ellie.
Yeah, they're not afraid to take it to the basket. Dowling's blocked a couple shots, but then they've got a couple of nice layups, too.
And the first free throw up and good by the Wolves as Nikki Muller checks out and Olivia Meredith in the lineup for Dowling for the first time tonight. Second free throw good. So Billick makes both free throws. Just a 47% free throw shooter on the year. That's her first 2 points tonight. We're tied at 9. 3:20 to go first quarter. Dowling breaks the press. Sears 2-on-1 with the left-hand layup. Off the rim, no good. Too strong. Rebound, Katie Muller. Maroons will get a second chance. And a reset on the shot clock as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Here's Sears with it. Adrian looking for a backdoor cut. Had the ball deflected back at her by Janya Leverage, who's in there. Now Sears dribbles to the right block, cut off, and kicks it out to Muller. This is Katie dribbling baseline, and we've got an offensive foul on Katie through the forearm. And referee said, no, we're going the other way. So a foul on Dowling and Katie Muller, her first.
Yeah, that's nice defensive play there. I think Waukee's going to take a 30-second timeout here.
we'll keep it here. Tied at 9 with 2:51 to go in the first quarter. Timeout. Sam Powell and the Waukee Northwest Wolves. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio is brought to you in part by Fast Signs in Clive, Skeffton's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Construction Professionals. And we've got more than high school games going on tonight. Men's college basketball, Missouri Valley Conference, Illinois, Chicago at Northern Iowa. They'll tip off. They've tipped off at 6 o'clock from McLeod Center. And number 2 Iowa State undefeated at 16-0 at Kansas tonight. 8 o'clock tip-off down at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. So other games besides the NFL, who's been going on for seemed like forever all weekend. So
I know it.
I know you'll be heading home to watch your Cyclones tonight, Mike, once this girls game gets over. All right, out of timeout. Dowling with the basketball, or rather Northwest with the basketball. Pull-up jumper right wing, good. Just inside the three-point line, Sadie McCann. And she's got 7 points here in the first quarter. She has 7 of Waukee's 9, and the Wolves take their first lead. 11-9 over Dowling. Now here's Katie Muller for 3, off the mark, no good. Rebound out to the Wolves. Here's Billick with it. Vana dribbling in the front court. In the corner it goes to Daniel Leverage. Leah kicks it back out. Here's McCann for pull-up jumper, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Saved from going out of bounds by Burpo, but into the hands of Dowling, and the Maroons the other way. Here's Katie Muller. Dribble drives, goes to the basket. Her shot up, no good, no call. Bodies hit the floor, and Olivia Meredith with the rebound. And here is Katie Muller underneath. They're going to get her for her second foul. Katie missed the chance after Meredith kept it alive for the Maroons. Got the ball over to Katie Muller on the right block and just mistimed her jump, and ended up being a missed shot and a loose ball foul. Second foul on Katie Muller and the third on Dowling. So both teams with 3 fouls here with 1:45 to go first quarter, Mike.
And both of them have key people right now with 2 fouls in the first quarter. Vote for Waukee Northwest and Katie Muller for Dowling. It'll be interesting to see how each coach handles that situation.
All right, Crow out in the front court for Northwest, guarded by Sears. Still on the dribble, and Wolves kind of just standing around watching Croat dribble. And now they work underneath. This is Danberg with it. Kicks it out to Croat. Fakes the 3. Now they get it inside to Burpo. Her shot up and blocked out of bounds by Ellie Muller with 7 on the shot clock. Well, good defense by Sears, Mike, to start things off, and then the block shot by Ellie Muller.
That's right. Croat's a really good athlete, and she tries to take you down low a lot, and she wouldn't allow that.
All right, Croat throws it in, gets it over on the wing, now gets it back, dribbles baseline against Sears, her shot up and no good, and drew the foul. Adrian Sears for Dowling will pick up her first foul. That'll be the 14th foul on the Maroons here in the first quarter. And free throws coming for Romy Croat. 79% free throw shooter, leads the team in that category. She'll have 2 here. Substitution, Sadie McCann back in. She'll take the place of Fauna Billick, who'll check out. 12-9, Northwest by 3 over Dowling. And second free throw good. (13-9), Northwest by 4. So both teams have had a 4-point lead in this contest.
Yeah, Dowling's gone 6 possessions without a score.
Now here's Sears down the lane. Her shot up, no good, but drew the foul. That's one thing Dowling's doing. When they take it to the hole, they are drawing the foul. That'll be on McCann. It'll be her first. Team foul number 4 on Northwest. So the final 50 seconds of the first quarter. And free throws coming for Dowling and Adrian Sears, who is Dowling's best free throw shooter at 87%.
You jinxed her.
And I'm sitting up here in the track with you. She didn't hear me.
No.
First free throw, no good. Second one coming. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by the Catholic Tuition Organization, Construction Professionals, and Iowa Wealth Management. But the second free throw is good, Mike.
Dowling shot 8 free throws in the first quarter. I think they haven't shot 8 free throws for the last 5 games combined, I think. You're going to look it up, I'm sure.
They went 7 of 10 last Friday night, and they went 4 or 5 the game before.
Oh, okay. There's big games where no free throws.
It's a lot. 13-10 Northwest. Shot clock at 10. Game clock at 27 seconds. Northwest with the ball. Here's McCann left wing. Gets it out top of the key to Burpo. Down the lane she goes. And her shot's blocked by Ellie Moeller. Outlet pass to Sears. The Maroons running. 4-on-3. Underneath to Meredith. Layup no good. Olivia missed it. Rebound comes out to Waukee Northwest and Cassidy Danberg. The final 5 seconds. All right, here's Croat coming off a ball screen. Three-pointer no good. Rebounded by McCann, can't handle the pass, and we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. 5th ranked Waukee Northwest 13, 2nd ranked Dowling Catholic 10. Alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Hamadale will return to the Waukee Northwest gym with the second quarter in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, in a baton race where one runner has to pass the baton to the next runner, both runners must be running at the same time until the baton is passed between them. In many Eastern Catholic churches, we are running a liturgical baton race. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
We're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Waukee, Iowa. Central Iowa Metro League Conference doubleheader tonight. Game 1 has Dowling Girls and Waukee Northwest, 2 of the top 5 teams in Class 5A. And it's Waukee Northwest leading Dowling 13-10 alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Hamadale. Got to get a calculator out just for the free throws, Mike. My goodness.
That's right.
Waukee Northwest, I got them 3 out of 4 at the free throw line, and Dowling 6 out of 8. Do you concur?
I had him 4 for 4.
Northwest is 4 for 4, so she made it. Croat's free throw I wasn't sure about. And Dowling with the ball as we start the second quarter. And Burns going left to right in front of, I think Waukee had the possession, but Dowling has the ball now. Here's Katie Muller between the circles. Now she'll launch a 3, top of the key, off the back iron, no good. And the rebound comes out to Billick and Waukee Northwest. So for the Maroons, it's Maddie Rice, along with Tess Carmichael getting the start here in the second quarter. Katie Muller, Ellie Muller, and Nikki Muller. So the 3 Muller sisters with Carmichael and Rice for the Dowling 5. Now they work the ball underneath. And a nice little underhand scoop pass to Sadie McCann, and she couldn't handle the pass from her teammate Victoria Burpo from the right wing. Mike, you got to look at the first quarter numbers?
Yeah, surprisingly, Dowling is 2 out of 10 for 20% in the first quarter. They were 2 of 9 from the 2-point range. They only took 1 3-point shot in the first quarter. 0 for 1. They were 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 75%. They had 2 turnovers. Waukee Northwest wasn't shooting a whole lot better. They were 4 for 14 overall, 29%. They were 3 of 11 from the 2-point range, 1 of 3 from the 3-point range. They were 4 of 4 from the foul line, and they also had just 2 turnovers.
And Waukee, a little 1-2-2 half-court zone. Now I wouldn't say a trap, but a zone look. And now Dowling with the ball. They missed the shot. They get it on the right wing and rebounded by Dowling. Here's Tess Carmichael with it. And they try to enter the ball in the high post. We got a reach-in foul. No, we got a jump ball called. Nikki Muller tried to get the pass to Maddie Rice to the left elbow, and it wasn't the best pass. And Maddie went after it and ended up being a jump ball, and it'll be Dowling possession.
Got a good break on that one, I think.
Whatever you say, Coach. You've seen it, though. You take those. So
Sam's going to call another 30-second timeout here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to talk to his team, but he's going to calm himself down. It'll be a 30-second break, as you mentioned, and Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bose and the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Fast Signs and Klein, and Skeffen's Formal Wear. At this time, let's take a look at the Class 5A rankings that came out last Wednesday, so the new ones will be out tomorrow. And, of course, the girls' union does a good job. These mean a lot, not so much now, but also they'll mean a lot in February when they do the postseason. So if you're in the top 8, they're probably going to be a number 1 seed. The next 8, you'll be a number 2 seed, and then so on and so forth. So number 1 team remains the Johnston Dragons, as they're number 1 in Class 5A. 63 in a row they've won, and they're at Waukee tonight, just across town. Dowling at number 2, Ankeny 3rd, West Des Moines Valley 4th, and Waukee Northwest 5th. 6 through 10 as Cedar Falls, Iowa City West, City High of Iowa City, Cedar Rapids Washington, and Iowa City Liberty at number 10. Bettendorf, Sioux City East, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Cedar Rapids Prairie, and Pleasant Valley round out the top 15 in Class 5A girls. All right, Dowling with the ball, 20 seconds on the shot clock as they get the ball in bounds. Here's Ellie Muller with it. I mentioned all 3 Mullers in there. Sears back in the lineup, and Melly underneath. Her shot off the glass, no good. Oh, the Maroons missing shots they normally don't miss. Rebound, Northwest.
They only scored 1 time on their last 9 possessions, and that was a free throw.
13-10 remains our score. Northwest leading Dowling as we're almost 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. We've got no score after. That was a 13-10 was the end of the first quarter, and now there's a three-pointer, no good. Lids are on both rims. That was Billick missing the 3 from the top of the key. Rebound Dowling. Maddie Rice gets it. In the corner goes to Katie Muller, and this time the Wolves are in man-to-man. Katie backs in, right block, and her shot up, and too strong, no good. Ball slapped around. Sears has it. She's in the lane, and we got a whistle and a foul called on the pass by Vonna Billick, and that'll be her first foul. So Vogt already has 2 fouls, and we haven't seen her out there too much. I don't think.
Yeah, she was.
No, she's not out there. That's Logan. That's 34 that's out there.
Yeah, she was out there before the 32nd timeout, though. She started the quarter.
I'm sure Sam and his staff are watching. It's like, yeah, don't let Logan get that 3rd foul. So Dowling with the ball. Reset on the shot clock as that foul was on Romy Croat, who has 2 fouls, I believe. No, that's not right. We'll get that all figured out. All right, underneath, a shot no good, but the follow-up shot up and good by Cassidy Danberg. And it's 15-10, Northwest by 5 here in the first half with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Here in the second quarter, Dowling with the ball. Ellie Muller, left elbow. Maroons are going to try to run an offensive set here. They get it to Katie Muller. Katie top of the key as Northwest stays man-to-man. Now Ellie, left block, little scoop shot up, good. Ellie Muller with her first field goal of the night. She has 4 points. And it's 15-12, Waukee Northwest by 3 over Dowling.
Yeah, Waukee's doing a really nice job of stepping out on those screens.
There's Croat underneath and leaves it for her teammate. Nice pass to Danberg, and her shot up and good. Danberg with her 4th point. 17-12 Northwest. Here's Sears in the front court for Dowling. Going against Croat. Now over to Katie Muller. Katie left wing. Lets her sister Nikki go through. Katie dribbles down the right sideline, kicks it out to Maddie Rice for 3. In and out, no good. And a rebound Northwest. Wolves want to run in the front court. Janya Leverage down the lane with Janya Leverage. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Katie Muller. There's a lot of block shots in this first half, Mike.
Yeah, well, Waukee's making the referees make a decision here because there's a lot of those that, just one of those is going to be the 3rd foul on Katie Muller, which would be huge.
Yes, it would.
And I think Ellie's got 2 fouls also, right?
Katie has 2 fouls.
How about Ellie?
Just 1.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what I have her for. Up on the board, they have her for 1. So
okay,
we match. 15 on the shot clock, 3:30 left in the first half, and a shot off the glass, good. Nice dribble penetration that time by Vonna Billick, and that is her first field goal tonight. She's got 4 points. And it's 19-12, Northwest by 7. This is their largest lead over Dowling. Here's Sears dribbling baseline, now under the basket. And tries to get in the corner to Carmichael and off her hands out of bounds. Another Dowling turnover.
Fairness, that was a tough pass. That was right along the baseline, and she had to stretch for that one.
And timeout called by Dowling. We'll take it with them. With 3:08 to go here in the first half, it's Waukee Northwest 19, Dowling Catholic 12 in this girls contest. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Floor. Say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
All right, we're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter of this girls contest. Waukee Northwest leads Dowling 19-12 in the battle of two of the top 5 teams in Class 5A. And now in the lane, a pull-up jumper no good by Croat. Rebound Dowling and Katie Muller. Maroons with a 2-on-2 fast break. Here's Katie left side. Dribbles down the left block. Layup up and good right over Janya Leverage. So Katie Muller to the hole, and that's her second field goal of the night, and she's got 7 points to lead Dowling.
Let's see if Dowling can get a stop here and kind of go on a little bit of a run.
19-14, Northwest by 5. Underneath, a shot no good. Rebounded by Ellie Muller as Sears loses her shoe, and she may have to, she got it back on. The referee was looking, it's like, well, do I call the timeout? And Dowling don't. They get it inside to Ellie Muller, right block, layup good. Muller with her 6th point. And it's 19-16. Maroons have come out with a 4-0 run out of the timeout, Mike.
Yeah, I think that they've come down with a purpose now. They're trying to get the ball inside to Ellie and see what she could do on the post inside move.
All right, Billick gets the ball right side. Now they get underneath to Burpo. And her shot goes right around Ellie Muller. Good. And a little reverse layup by Burpo, the 6'2 sophomore. She has 4 points off the bench. 21-16. Northwest by 5. Dowling in the front court. Here's Katie Muller. Dribble handoff to Adrian Sears. Now to Tess Carmichael, who's back in there. Carmichael, the 5'7 sophomore. Out to Katie Muller. Who's running their weave. Now to Maddie Rice. Maddie looking. Now gets to Ellie Muller. 8 on the shot clock. Now to Katie Muller. Katie coming off a ball screen by her sister Ellie. Dribbles left wing. Now cut off on the baseline. Carmichael. And it's going to be a shot clock violation on Dowling. Good defense by the Wolves. As the Maroons couldn't run anything towards the basket, Mike, it was all perimeter.
It's all perimeter, and then they ended up with the ball in the corner with about 5 seconds left and nowhere to go with it.
Not a good spot. So 63 seconds remaining here in the first half. And it's Waukee Northwest basketball on the Dowling turnover. 21-16 our score. Northwest by 5. Dowling drops back to man-to-man defense. They've been in it all night. Northwest seen a little bit of a zone there for a period of the first quarter, but that's been about it. Everything's been man. Here's McCann with it for the Wolves. Coming off a ball screen by Burpo. Now they get it inside. They lob it in to Danberger. Turnaround shot no good, but a whistle and a foul on Dowling. Look at a reaching foul maybe on Maddie Rice. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, it was probably a good foul. She was on the floor there because she was right inside and had a height advantage.
It'll be out of bounds. It'll be the first team foul on Dowling here in the second quarter. 1 on Northwest. 40 seconds remaining. Burpo has it. They have both posts in there, Danberg and Burpo. Now, a step back 3 by Croat. Up and good. Got the roll off the glass.
I was curious to see if they would hold it for the last, run it down to about 5 or 6 seconds left, but they went ahead and took the shot with about 25.
Croat's first field goal of the night. It's a three-pointer. Her 12th made three. Young lady who wants to play at the next level, but just a junior for Coach Sam Powell. 24-16, largest lead right now for Northwest is 8. Now corner three, up and good. Katie Muller right in front of the Northwest bench with the basket, and that'll end the first half of play. Katie Muller leading Dowling in scoring with 10 points. And we will take a break here as we get all our stats down. It's 24-19, our halftime score. The Waukee Northwest girls lead Dowling here at halftime alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadale. Coming up, head coach Justin Neinertson of the Dowling boys basketball team. We'll visit with him. We'll take a 1-minute break. Brady Grimm is our studio producer, and back with our halftime guest, our scorer, Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest hooked up in a battle. 24-19 Northwest over Dowling at halftime. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
In the early church, many heresies popped up regarding the understanding of God and Jesus Christ. Some denied that Jesus was fully God, making him to be merely the greatest human being ever. Others denied that Jesus was fully human, making him some sort of spiritual deity. The Council of Ephesus was convened to deal with the Patriarch Nestorius' teaching that Jesus' human nature was divided from the divinity, denying that Jesus was a single united person, both fully God and man. To get his point across, Nestorius asserted that Mary was only the mother of the human Jesus, but not the mother of God. The Council of Ephesus condemned Nestorius' teaching as heresy and proclaimed that Mary is indeed the Theotokos, which means God-bearer or mother of God. In properly understanding Mary, we safeguard the Orthodox view of Jesus as no mere temporary human temple of the divine, but truly the second person of the Trinity from all eternity, who united himself to a fully human nature, true God and true man. The people of Ephesus ran through the streets in jubilation, for they loved Mary and supported the Orthodox view of Christ. As Catholics, we know that true devotion to Mary secures the truth and leads us closer to Jesus. As at the wedding of Cana, Mary points us to her son and says, "Do whatever he tells you." This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Amadale. Halftime of the girls contest, and it's 5th-ranked Waukee Northwest leading 2nd-ranked Dowling Catholic at halftime, 24-19. Now joined by the head boys basketball coach of Dowling Catholic, and that is Justin Einertson. Coach, welcome. And here we are at Waukee Northwest. We were here last year, and I looked, and it's like they are 7-1 against the Dowling boys, where the Dowling girls are 9-0 against the Waukee Northwest girls. So a tale of two tapes, if you will, but nonetheless, kids, you guys are looking forward to this. Number 2 versus number 3. When's the last time a top 5 matchup in Central Iowa Metro League between Dowling and Waukee Northwest happened? It hasn't. This is history right here.
Yeah, that's true. These guys, ever since they joined the conference, have been one of the ones at the top. They're either number 1 or 2 just about every year, and they always have a ton of talent. This place is cool, and it's nice to see it juiced up. I've been on both sides of it, where we've had great crowds here, and a couple years ago when I was coaching Lincoln, it was empty. So, especially after they kicked out our student section.
I remember that.
I remember that too.
Remember that? That kind of made some
I will
headlines.
always think of that when I walk in here. That was one of the most surreal moments I've ever been a part of.
I forgot all about that. I figured you would too, but they did. They removed them, and that does happen from time to time. You don't want to see that too often, but well. How's your team? Are you withstanding the virus that's going around? It seems like with all the schools, somebody's got something, and you're kind of like a parent. It's like, well, let's everybody get it, so we're all done with it here in a few weeks.
Well, I don't know if it's prayer or positive thinking, but I'm going to just say that I believe we're immune. So whether we've all had it already or that's just God's hand on us, we've avoided most of it. We've had some guys that have been down, for times. Evan obviously missed the last game and about 3 practices, but he's good to go after the super flu, and this is about as healthy as we've been.
Well, that's good, and you'll need it tonight. All hands on deck, if you will, because taking on a very fine Waukee Northwest team. It's the team that played for a state title last year and lost to the dreaded Valley Tigers. And, Coach Watson's got most of his team back, and then he's got this sophomore, Nash Kukin, who's not doing too bad. 10 points, knocks down to 3, and he kind of fits right in with the Isaiah Oliver, the Landon Davis, Colin Rice, and Mac Heitland. He's got a couple of Division I guys on there,
3
Illinois
Big Ten
and Nebraska.
Commits, 3 Big Ten commits, and then a football commit being Isaiah Oliver. So, they're about as good as you get as far as the starting 5. So, I think we match up pretty well. Obviously, how we built our defense is to take on a team just like this. So it's nice to have this in the middle of the season, being in the situations that we're in and kind of seeing where we're at.
Mike Burker, you got a great question here. He even wrote his out.
Wow.
So
I always do.
He's retired. He's got all day. So
right.
That's true. Well, last time we talked about one of the most important qualities of a successful player is to make good basketball decisions. What do you guys do as a coaching staff to maybe try and teach and reinforce making those good basketball decisions?
I'll tell you, coming from AAU now, it's a lot harder to teach because there's a lot of voices in their ear that tell them to do a certain way. I think having Kevin O'Hare as a freshman coach is a huge advantage for us because he's very old school. We've seen kids all 3 years I'm here that go in and play for him, and we're like, man, I'm not sure how they're going to fit in. This is the first time they've ever played against a second defender or a help defender. Are they going to take bad shots? And usually by about January 2nd or 3rd, they're doing exactly what he asks of them, and that really helps our job because obviously Kevin works with our varsity staff as well, but it makes guys ready earlier. So just reinforcement. I think he's hard to play for, but he's also fun to play for, which is great. Once they get to our level, we've had very few issues with bad shots. I'd say sometimes we have ambitious shot selection, but these are things that the guys work on. It's not something that we've had too many issues with. Obviously, we have Charlie right now. He's really trying to get going from three, but kind of like Alfred, he actually is a pretty good three-point shooter, and it changes how teams guard us if he can hit one. So, I'm Mr. Positivity when it comes to the offensive end. I really believe our guys, if they're in the game, are able to do certain things. So, just showing them that faith, and they have that understanding coming from their freshman year. This is how you do things. This is maybe not how you do things. It's helpful to me.
Good.
We're visiting with Justin Einertson, Dowling boys basketball coach. Before his game tonight, it'll be game 2 of our doubleheader, Dowling and Waukee Northwest here at the Northwest Gym. And, I told one of your assistant coaches, well, both of them, Jimmy Nahas and Zach Nicholson, you have so many, you have like 4 down there. It's like a college bench.
No question.
But I told Nahas, and Nicholson came by, I said, hey, D coordinator, because Zach's your D coordinator, you keep it under 30 tonight, it looks good for you.
I would like our chances if we did that.
One thing I've noticed, I go back and trying to keep the score sheets together, and it's like, what did I talk about and what are we doing? Well, you guys out-rebounded Southeast Polk the other night, 31-30. Great, but you had just seven turnovers. That's ideal,
that's
Coach.
Yeah, we've slowly been moving the right direction. Obviously, you hope that continues, but I honestly, part of it is just being comfortable with each other again. We've had guys in and out of the lineup. We had a different group in summer because Noah was out. We had a different group in fall because Maddox was playing football and Evan was playing football. So I think just getting these guys comfortable around each other has led to some better decision making.
And this is a night, Friday night, where Noah Martin's one of your leading scorers. The ball goes through, everything goes through him offensively. Didn't have his best shooting night, but you know what? He had 9 assists to 5 points and 4 rebounds. So a very complimentary game, and I think he had 1 turnover. So that's amazing on a night that maybe the other team is putting a lot of emphasis on. Don't let him shoot from 3 or dribble drive.
Well, that's why I love our team in situations like this, against teams like this, is it can come from a lot of different ways. Our scoring does. So Noah can have a great night scoring. He can have a great night assisting. If we make threes, his assist numbers are very high, and he's a special player even when he's not scoring it himself.
Going to get to my second question now. Wow.
We got to the second one.
Because if he doesn't ask it tonight,
I must have been too brief.
You'll get it Friday at Urbandale. So go ahead, Mike.
No, I mean, you've watched obviously probably a lot of film on Waukee Northwest. How does your style, how you want to play the game, match up with the style that they play?
Well, we are long. I would say Cedar Falls was pretty close. Cedar Falls, it's not like Cedar Falls went in there and stopped them. I don't think you can. I think our length can contain them and hopefully keep them out of the paint. If we can contest those long jumpers, make sure that we rebound well, that'll be the key. This is a group that they're really special. They have a lot of guys that score one-on-one off of contested shots. We just got to make every single possession difficult with our length, with our response to the ball. Really aggressive. Violence of action is what we like to say. Every time the ball moves, we move. I mean, it's all simple things. We just have to do the simple things extremely, extremely well. And one of the things I really like about our scout team, we have a lot of talent on it. So yesterday, the JV team was out playing a game at Ankeny, but we had our bench guys as the scout team, and they were hard to guard. So I think they did a great job of preparing us. A lot of those guys are going to be big pieces in the future, and that's helped us every night become a better defensive team.
Coach Einarson, thanks for joining us. Give us a pregame of the boys contest, top 5 matchup. We look forward to it. I know your kids are. And best of luck to you and your coaching staff tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, Coach Einarson joining us here on halftime of the girls contest. Right now it's Northwest leading Dowling Catholic 24-19. The girls game back in 1 minute before the start of the second half on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Make Valentine's Day unforgettable with Bella Notte, a beautiful evening at the St. Luke's Green Gala, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center. Enjoy a family-style Italian dinner, live dessert auction, and silent auction, featuring live music by Nashville singer-songwriter Danica Ports. Cocktail hour begins at 5 p.m. Bella Notte, a beautiful evening, Saturday, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center in Ankeny, supporting St. Luke the Evangelist School. To get your tickets, visit SLTE.org.
The radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. IowaCatholicRadio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
Welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym. We're underway here in the second half. Waukee with the first possession. Waukee Northwest, rather, with the first possession. A shot up and no good, but a loose ball foul on the rebound and the third foul on Logan Vogt for the Wolves, and she's going to have to go to the bench immediately. She finished the first half with no points, came in averaging 6.5 points on the year, leads the team with just under 7 rebounds, and she's on the bench once again for Sam Powell. Mike?
Yeah, she was guarding Katie Muller. That's her initial assignment anyway. She's kind of got caught behind and got the foul.
So Dowling the other way, a shot off the glass, rolls through, over the rim rather, and by Ellie Muller, rebound Northwest, and a long three, up and good, and a nice shot that time by Romy Croat. She's got 8 points on a pair of threes and a pair of free throws, and she shot it right over Ellie Muller from the top of the key, and it gives the Wolves an 8-point lead. Equals her largest lead. Muller underneath. Ellie's shot, no good. Good defense by the Wolves, and we got a jump ball or a foul. Officials are kind of huddled up. One had the foul signal, one had the violation signal, and they're going to work it out. Jump ball. Chris Thomas, Grant Matternock, and Brock Yassi are 3 officials, and possession arrow goes to Dowling. Underneath their own basket, the Maroons have trailed by as many as 8 as they do now. Maroons have led by as many as 4 over Northwest back in the first half. Dowling inbounds the ball as they go back to 5 starters underneath. And a shot off the glass, no good by Muller, but a whistle and a foul on the pass. And they'll whistle it on. Danberg will pick up the foul. Cassie Danberg, number 34, her first.
Yeah, that was a nice out-of-bounds play that they ran. They ran it crisply, and she would have had a layup if she hadn't been grabbed.
Reset the shot clock. Sears will throw it in. Gets to Maddie Rice. Dowling out to their 5 starters, the 3 Muller sisters with Adrian Sears and Maddie Rice, and we've got a whistle and a foul called on the Wolves, and this one will be on Daniel Leverage, who gets the start here in this. No, she comes off the bench here in the third quarter as Vogt's on the bench with 3 fouls. Daniel Leverage with her first foul.
It's 3 fouls on Waukee in the first minute and a half.
Now, 3-pointer up and good. Is that Katie Muller?
It was. Muller on the out-of-bounds play.
She has 13 points to lead Dowling in scoring. That is her second 3 of the night. And it's 27-22, Northwest by 5. And now the Wolves underneath. A shot off the glass, good. Smooth shot by Sadie McCann. She's got 9 points. And both teams trade baskets. 29-22 Wolves by 7. Dowling with the ball. Here's Maddie Rice, who's guarded by Croat. They leave it for Ellie Muller, guarded by Danberg. Out of Katie Muller, 15 on the shot clock. Katie, guarded by McCann, dribbles down the lane, turns, spin around shot up, and no good. Kind of altered her shot a little bit there, and a rebound as she left it short to McCann and Northwest. There's McCann with it, dribbling baseline. Kicks it out to Croat. Croat coming off a ball screen, lobs it inside to Jania Leverage. Did a nice job just to get the pass. Now Jania Leverage for three, it's no good. Ball slapped around, and Sears has it for Dowling. 29-22 Northwest. Dowling with the ball right to left in front of us as we are up here on the track right behind the scorer's table and the benches.
Have their fence right in front of us.
We didn't get the high back chairs.
Yeah.
I told Kurt Getting, I said, no, we don't need him tonight. We'll sit down. And now, nice move by Katie Moeller. Boy, she didn't think she was going to pull up and shoot from 15 feet, and then she dribbled in the lane and shoots and scores. And Katie with 15 points. And right now, Northwest doesn't have an answer for her as of yet. 29-24. Wolves by 5. And the basketball. There's Leverage, Jania Leverage with it down the lane. Her shot up and no good. Ellie Muller with the rebound. Outlet pass in the front court to Maddie Rice. Well played game. Both teams pretty close to the vest. Good defense. Good shot selection for the most part tonight. And both teams making the other shoot the outside ball.
Yeah, I think the game plan for both teams is try to take it inside, but
a pass by Ellie Muller, stolen away by Jania Leverage. Scribbles down court. Now they leave it for a three-pointer up and good by Vanna Billick. And that is her first three of the night. She has 7 points. And it's 32-24. Northwest leading Dowling by 8. And now Maddie Rice in the lane. Her shot up and no good. Left it too strong. Rebound Northwest. Here's Croat with it. Works underneath. Gets it over to Jania Leverage. Now they work a little weave. They get it back out to Danberg. Cassidy with it. Out to Croat. Croat fakes the three. Now they try a little give and go, and ball stolen away by Dowling. Poked away nicely by Maddie Rice into the hands of Sears.
Yeah, that was a critical defensive play there. She made a nice defensive play, and now she came back to hit the three.
Maddie Rice for three. Gets the turnover and hits the three. Timeout Dowling. Maddie with her first 3 points of the night. We'll keep it here. 32-27. Waukee Northwest by 5 over Dowling Catholic here in the third quarter with 3:22 to go. Alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Amadale, Brady Grimm, our studio producer. And Mike, first half stats. We haven't done it yet. Now we're almost through the third quarter, but that's how fast paced we've been.
I was wondering if you're going to get to those.
My bad.
Well, we didn't. I was reading the table of contents on how we're supposed to do this, and it was right there. You're right. At the 3:22 mark of the third quarter, let's look at the first half stats.
Old stats coming up, folks. Stay tuned.
That's okay. Well, the first half, Dowling was actually probably somewhat forgettable stats if you really want to look at it that way. Dowling was 5 out of 20 from the field, 25%. I don't think we've seen that. I know we haven't seen that in a long time. They were 6 safe in the free throw line. They only had 5 turnovers, which was positive. Waukee wasn't shooting that much better. They were 9 out of 25, 36%. They were perfect on their free throws, 4 out of 4, and they only had 3 turnovers. So it's like we said, it's a well-played game so far. It's just, I think the shooting is more the effect of the defense. I think both defenses are playing really well.
And with Dowling missing, I'm saying some shots they normally would make, like layups. Waukee Northwest, maybe their defense is making Dowling play a little bit quicker at times during the first part of the game.
Yeah, they're really making Dowling go through the shot clock. I think if in watching Dowling before, the shot clock got down to 20. That was something that was a surprise.
All right, Olivia Meredith in the lineup for Dowling as she replaces Ellie Muller and Waukee Northwest with the basketball. Here's Croat from the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, rolls off the rim, no good. And check that, Ellie Muller with the rebound. So I have the wrong. Nikki Muller is out, I believe. And now Ellie comes all the way down, and she draws the foul. They didn't guard her, and she just kept dribbling the ball. And that foul will be on Victoria Burbo, her first. And we got 2 shots coming for Ellie Muller, who has 6 points tonight, all in the first half. She'll have 2 free throws here. And the first free throw is up and no good. Katie Muller, the leading scorer for the Maroons. She had 10 points at halftime, now has 15 points. Ellie Muller with 6 points. Maddie Rice with 3 points. Adrian Sears with 3 points. Second free throw by Ellie rolls through. So Dowling now 7 of 9 unofficially at the free throw line. For Waukee Northwest, Sadie McCann with 9 points. Lana Billick with 7 points. 8 points for Romy Croat. Cassie Danberg with 4 points, and Victoria Burpo off the bench with 4 points. Northwest 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Here's Burpo on the baseline. Thought about shooting, now gets it out to Vogt. Logan back in with 3 fouls. Gets it over to Burpo, 9 on the shot clock. Here's Billick, pull-up jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound, Dowling. Here's Ellie Muller with it. She leads the break. 4-on-2, leaves it over to her sister Katie Muller, left wing. 32-28, Northwest by 4. Katie double team in the left block, kicks it out to Sears. Adrian with it. Guarded by Croat. Now they work underneath to Ellie Muller, layup good. Nice pass by Sears. She waited for the Maroons to cut, and Ellie found the basket. 8 points, took that 9 points for Ellie Muller.
Yeah, Dowling's on a 6-0 run right now.
32-30. Northwest by 2. Minute 50 remaining, third quarter. Long three, in and out, no good by Jenya Leverage. And the rebound out to Dowling. Here's Sears with it. Adrian on the dribble, goes against McCann, backs in the lane, turns, shoots off the glass. The ball is blocked by McCann, but Dowling saves it. Here's Ellie Muller for 3. Good for the top of the key. They wouldn't come out and guard her. And a timeout, Waukee Northwest. And Dowling has a 1-point lead, 33-32. A minute 30 to go. We'll keep it here. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. What a flurry by the Maroons. And what was the run out now?
It's an 8-0 run right now.
8-0 run, okay.
Yep.
So 12 points now for Ellie Muller.
9-0 run, I'm sorry. 9-0 run.
12 points for Ellie Muller. That is her first 3 of the night, her 5th 3 of the year. And great hustle by the Maroons, keeping the ball alive. Offensive rebounds, I don't know if we chart that or not, but I'm kind of amazed in this game. The Maroons have kept the ball alive after a missed shot.
I do, but I don't today.
I do. I got you.
Things were going, but I think Sam needed a timeout because they took a couple of shots that maybe weren't what he was wanting in that run. Dowling has gotten some nice shots because they've been getting the ball. You know, Ellie Muller's got 3 in that run. Maddie Rice hit a 3, and Katie Muller hit the other 3. And you know, they came down and took quick shots. I think one of the things that we're going to see what the effect is of the people that were sick is that their legs are going to start going a little bit. And I think you'll see it in their shot maybe, but on defense is where if they can run the clock 20, 25 seconds and make them play defense, that's going to wear them out also. So I think that's what he was wanting to do, and I don't think they had shots, but they weren't the ones he wanted.
Waukee Northwest led by 5 at halftime, but the Maroons have outscored the Wolves 14-8 here in this third quarter. Waukee Northwest jumped out to a 13-10 first quarter lead, and they outscored Dowling 11-9 in that second quarter to lead by 5, but it's been all Dowling here. They're running the second half. And now underneath, a shot no good, blocked by Ellie Muller, but she's going to commit the foul as the Wolves tried a reverse layup that time by Logan Vogt, who's been very quiet because of foul trouble, looking for her first points. And they need her on the floor, Mike. She averages just under 7 rebounds a game. She's their leading rebounder and averages 6 points. But foul trouble tonight has been the demon for her.
Yeah, she seems to be a steadying force on their team when she's in the game. And so it's important for her, probably more on defense. And she makes good passes, sets good screens. So she does a lot of little things.
Logan headed to Iowa State to play volleyball. Her mom's the head coach here. And second free throw is good, so she goes 1 for 2. And she's also the team's leading shot blocker with 10. Now the Maroons face full court pressure, and Waukee Northwest forces a jump ball. Maroons got over the top on the press, but by the time Maddie Rice came down with it, didn't have control of it, and the Wolves swarmed in there and forced a turnover. And a jump ball, rather, which basically is a turnover because it's Northwest basketball.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how they play the last minute for both teams, whether or not they shoot the ball early or if they try to each get one possession here.
Well, we're tied at 33 with 45 seconds to play, 20 on the shot clock for Northwest. Wolves have it. Here's Danberg with it. Now a dribble handoff to Croat. Now she'll launch the 3, back iron no good, fight for the rebound, and Katie Muller comes away with it. And the shot clock is turned off. So 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. We're tied at 33. Number 2, Dowling Catholic. Number 5, Waukee Northwest. Class 5A girls basketball here in the Central Iowa Metro League. They get it over to Sears. Maroons might have a new play here coming up for the end of quarter as they got the ball in the hands of Sears. I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, looks like it's going to go.
And now corner three is up and no good by Maddie Rice. She had Ellie Muller open on the right block. Rebound Northwest, and a shot at the horn is no good. And we go into the fourth quarter tied at 33. Dowling and Waukee Northwest, 33 all. We'll go to the fourth quarter after this 1-minute break along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
It's the Catholic Morning Show with Bo Bonner, Matt Wilkham, Aiden Pugh, and Alexia Baker.
This is Bo Bonner. Coming up Wednesday, we'll talk evangelization techniques with John Gaffney of the Diocese of Des Moines. We'll introduce you to Father Trevor Shequin, the new administrator of the Basilica of St. John. Plus, we'll have all the news, weather, sports, and Saint of the Day info you rely on to start your day right.
The Catholic Morning Show, weekdays at 7, only on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting people to Christ.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
All right, welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym. Begin the fourth quarter. It'll be Dowling basketball as we're tied at 33. Waukee Northwest and Dowling Catholic. Maroons and the Wolves were both 1 for 2 at the free throw line going in that third quarter. Dowling now 7 of 10 at the free throw line going into the fourth quarter. Wolves 5 of 6 as Maroons have the ball first. They go right to left in front of us as we sit behind up here in the track behind the scorer's table and both benches. Here's Sears with it, right wing. Gets to Ellie Muller. Dowling looks like with 4 of their 5 starters in there. We got traveling called on Ellie Muller, try to take an extra step. Carmichael gets the start here in the fourth quarter for Dowling Catholic. Mike, look at some of the third quarter numbers as we won't wait so long like we did at halftime. Go ahead.
There you go. Yeah, Dowling for the third quarter was 5 out of 12 from the field, 42%. The big difference was they were 3 out of 4 from three-point range, which they had struggled with in the first half. They only had 2 turnovers. Waukee was 3 of 10 for 30%, 1 of 2 from the foul line. They only had 1 turnover. I think the 3-pointers that Dowling had is what put that run together, is what pulled them up even with them.
Whistle and a foul on Sears of Dowling, the first foul of the fourth quarter on the Maroons. Adrian picks up the foul, and in the lane, a shot up and good by Romy Croat. Croat with her 10th point.
I just looked up. The scoreboard tells you that. That makes it easy.
35-33 Northwest. Well, I know we've had 2 lead changes in the transitioning baskets before Northwest opened up an 8-point lead. Dowling's largest lead has been 4, Northwest 8. Long 3 by Katie Muller. It's no good, and a rebound cleared out of there by Cassidy Danberg and the Northwest Wolves, leading by 2 as we're underway here in the fourth quarter. 6:30 remaining. Front court is Romy Croat, 5'9" junior, being recruited by quite a few Division I programs. She's got another year with Coach Powell. Now they get it to Billick. Billick headed to Winona State to play basketball next year. Now over to Vogt, nearly lost it, now in the lane. A turnaround shot blocked by Ellie Muller, not out of bounds, off of Danberg, who turned around and had her shot blocked and then tried to get it back and stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Dowling basketball. Great defense by Ellie Muller, and I think the block shots tonight might be in double figure for the Maroons. They're trending that way as a team.
I agree. I think.
And we'll keep it here. We got a timeout on the floor, I believe, called by by Sam Powell. It is, as the official was doing his, signal, and he clipped Katie Muller. She was going by, and they have a
That's
a
what
laugh
that was.
together.
I saw her kind of.
Yeah. He was kind of throwing his elbow out, saying, it's a 30-second break. 35-33, Waukee Northwest by 2. And Mike Burkert, this is going to be quite the finish, which we expected here. 2 teams in the top 5. And you can say what you want. The Maroons got illness going through them. Sam didn't mention anything about it. He's pretty tight. Even though he was sitting in your chair while we're talking here 4:30 in the afternoon. But he said, no, we're pretty healthy and getting Janya Leverage back. That is a big get for him to get her back. She's going to play volleyball at Drake. Tremendous athlete. But she's ended up playing a lot anyway because Vogt's been in foul trouble for the Wolves.
She has. Again, it's been a really well-played game. It's going to be each possession is going to be critical. Obviously, it was tied at the end of the quarter, but they've got to make sure everybody makes good passes, makes good cuts, and makes good decisions on their shots.
Dowling outscored Northwest 14-9 in that third quarter to overcome a 5-point deficit at halftime. And now Nikki Muller back in there, so the three Muller sisters are in, and Northwest, I think, is staying man. They are, and they put up a shot in the lane. Ellie Muller, no good, kind of off balance. But I'll tell you what, Croat did a nice job defending her, and the rebound comes out to Northwest.
Croat's she's a solid player, both physically and fundamentally, and she did a nice job of not letting her go where she wanted to go.
Team leader with McCann in points, averaging just over 14. Leads the team in steals with 24, and that was one of them. Here's a long three, no good by Northwest as McCann misfires. Rebound Dowling. Runs in the front court. Nikki Muller over to her sister Katie for three. Up and in. Hits the front of the rim and goes through right over Sadie McCann. And that's a big get for Dowling. Katie Muller with 18 points on her third three of the night.
Yeah, she got the shooter's roll on that one.
36-35. Dowling by one. Under 5 minutes to play. Fourth quarter. Here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. A little high-low. They work underneath the Danberg. Her shot's no good. Nice defense that time by not only Katie Muller, but Sears, who gets the rebound. Runs in transition. Here's Nikki Muller out to her sister Katie between the circles as the Wolves look like they drop into a 2-3 zone. Corner three up and no good by Dowling, and that's Nikki Muller underneath the Ellie Muller, her shot off the glass good. This time she launched it over Danberg with no problem.
That was a big possession. Give him a 3-point lead there. Got the offensive rebound.
And 14 points for Ellie Muller, who started out slow. Dowling by three, 38-35. As we approach the 4-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Wolves in the front court, being very patient. Here's Croat, guarded by Sears, coming off a ball screen. Wants to work left. Tries to throw it underneath, and the ball is tipped out of bounds off Ellie Muller with 6 on the shot clock, so the Wolves will inbound it here.
Yeah, that was actually a nice defensive play by Maddie Rice. She got caught. The girl went back door on her. She got that hand. It was Maddie. I think they got the hand up, at least from my angle.
Could be. I'm looking at the scoreboard. What do we have for timeouts? Do you see that?
Yeah, 2. I figured out where it was at. Northwest has 2 and Dowling has 3.
Okay.
I think it's those orange bars. I was looking for that earlier, too.
You got to find that. And now whistling a foul on Dowling as the Wolves try to get the ball in bounds, but Chris Thomas says no. Maroons with the foul, and that'll be on Ellie Muller, her second. And free throws coming for the Wolves with 3:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling by 3, and at the free throw line will be Logan Vogt. And her first free throw good. Logan with 2 points tonight. Comes in averaging just over 6 points, and team leader in rebounds with 7 and block shots with 10. Spent most of the night in foul trouble. She has 3 fouls. Headed to Iowa State to play volleyball. Second free throw good. So she has 3 points, all at the free throw line where she's 3 for 4, and it cuts the Dowling lead to 1, 38-37 over Northwest. 3:40 to go, full court pressure. Dowling gets it across the timeline, and now the ball taken away by Sears. Taken away from Sears by McCann. McCann dribbles in the lane, looking for a cutter, finds one, layup good. Found Croat with the cut, and she shoots and scores, and she's got 12 points. And it's turned over on that press. We talked about that earlier. And Wolves now pressing the backcourt, and nearly a 10-second call. It is a 10-second call, and now the Wolves fans are in this game here in the final 3:19. Wow. Turnover, 10-second call against Dowling in the backcourt. And a 30-second timeout called by head coach Kristen Meyer. With 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, Turnabout's fair play. Dowling had a 3-point lead, and now the Wolves with a 1-point lead, Mike Burkert.
Yeah, it's one of those where you looked at me there and I just kind of shook my head. It's like, oh, man. They sort of had control, a little bit of a control of the game there. They just protect the basketball. But that was, in fairness, that was good defense. They did a nice trap on Sears at half court, and they got their hands in there and knocked it away and hit the shot. Then on the other one, I think that they denied the inbounds to the guards, and by the time they kind of passed it around, it was the 10 seconds were up. It was close. It was really close. You know, if the track guys were here, they would have seen if maybe she was over the line just a little bit. But you're at half court. You're right there. You could have.
I kind of had it was going down to 25, and at 25 it went off, and then the ball was still in the back court. So yeah, good call. It was a good call by the crew. All right, Northwest off the Dowling turnover has the basketball, leading by 1. They come out running their weave against Dowling's man-to-man. Here's Croat with it. She feeds it underneath. The shot no good by Billick and rebounded by Ellie Moeller and Dowling. She gets it out to Katie Moeller. Now Waukee Northwest wants to trap, and they can't in the backcourt. They get it to Sears, and the Wolves back up to man-to-man defense. So they're going after you after you get a rebound in the backcourt. They just, Sam kind of changed it. He saved that for the end.
No, it's a nice move. We used to do that a little back in the day a little bit to mix things up a little bit.
All right, here's a corner 3 by Nikki Moeller. It's no good. And rebounded by the Wolves. With it is McCann down the lane. And she leaves it for Billick for 3. It's no good from the right wing. And Ellie Moeller with the rebound and a reach-in foul on the Wolves. As Ellie was taking it up court. That'll be on Logan Vogt, her 4th.
They're going to come out with their half-court trap there. Sam was up there giving the symbol, the triangle there.
So Carmichael will come in for the Maroons. She'll replace Nikki Moeller. So it'll be Sears, Katie Moeller, Tess Carmichael, Ellie Moeller, and Maddie Rice. Maroons inbound the ball to Katie Moeller in the backcourt. Waukee Northwest will not trap. Wolves lead by 1. Dowling with the basketball. Here's Sears with it, and now stolen away by Logan Vogt. Oh, just does the little things there, does Vogt.
So we talked about.
And saved the possession, turnover against the Wolves with 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Two of the top 5 teams in the state going to go down to the wire, and a whistle and a foul on Dowling. I think they're going to get Maddie Rice for the foul. They will. That'll be her 2nd. And
team's 3rd.
So 3 team fouls on Dowling, 1 on Waukee Northwest. Both teams have 2 timeouts at their disposal.
They gave them another 35 seconds, though, and there's less than 2 minutes.
Corner 3 up and no good by the Wolves. That's Billick with the miss, right wing. 3 rebound Dowling. Ellie Moeller brings it down court to Tess Carmichael. Moeller with it. They're trying to. Logan Vogt doing everything she can to make sure Katie Moeller doesn't touch the ball. Now Ellie underneath, little scoop shot up, left it short, gets her own rebound, and a whistle and a foul from behind on Cassidy Danberg, I believe. And Ellie Moeller will go to the free throw line. Danberg will pick up her 2nd foul.
I think Ellie just decided, give me the ball, and I'm going to just take it right at him, and I'm going to either score or get fouled, and she did.
Well, as we know, Ellie was hit with the flu bug, and she had it the worst of all her sisters. And she was kind of gassed there. We had that last inbounds play, and she was gassed at the free throw line, but she found a way to persevere. First free throw up and good. She has 15 points. Second one up, good. 16 points for Ellie Moeller. She's 5 for 6 at the line tonight. Her sister Katie with 18 points. It is 40-39. Dowling by 1 with 1:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Got news for you, Mike. We're going to stand up because these fans are going to be up the final minute. Now underneath, shot up and good by Croat. She took it right down the right side of the lane and scored. Yeah, she has 14.
I kind of knew she was going to take it. She's got the sophomore guarding her, and she was going to take it inside, I think.
Dowling breaks the press. Ellie Moeller does it, going against Vogt. And now the ball poked away by Janya Leverich right in the hands of Vogt. And we've got a timeout called by Waukee Northwest. We'll take it with them. 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's Waukee Northwest 41, Dowling 40 in this top 5 Class 5A game from the Waukee Northwest Gym. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
All right, we're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. We're setting up for quite a finish. It's Waukee Northwest leading Dowling 41-40. 50 seconds remaining, and Northwest with the basketball going left to right in front of us. We're in their home white uniforms, purple numbers and trim. Dowling in their all maroon uniforms with white numbers and gray trim. All right, 20 on the shot clock in the front court. It's Logan Vogt. Dribble handoff goes to Croat. Everything goes through Croat. Now she'll hand it off to Janu Leverage. Three-point line extended. Back to Croat. Dribbles in the lane. A leaner in the lane. Up and good. Rolls around the rim and falls through. Romy Croat with 16 points. She has 8 of those 16 in the fourth quarter. It's 43-40 and a timeout Dowling. And we'll keep it here with 15 seconds remaining. Dowling down 3. And they have the length of the court to go here, Mike, in the final 15 seconds. And the Wolves looking for their first win ever as a program over Dowling Catholic in this girls game. And they're 15 seconds away. What's the Maroons going to set up here? You got to get it in the hands of your three-point shooters.
Well, yes and no. I think if you can get the ball down, Dowling's been effective getting the ball to the basket. And there's been a lot of fouls inside when they've taken it, and they get a three-point play that way too. But if they get the quick two, you're extending the game. I think, well, now the fouls aren't there, so I'm not sure what Dowling has.
I think both teams have fouls to give. I know they got the video board taking over our scoreboard because it doubles as both here at Waukee Northwest. Scoreboard is turned into video board.
But you're right. I mean, I think you drive the basket, and if you're cut off and you can't get the shot off, then you kick it to a three-point shooter.
Up next for Waukee Northwest, they are home Friday night against Ankeny Centennial in a conference game, and then 1 week from tonight, Waukee Northwest at Johnston. Number 5 at number 1. A chance to dethrone the Dragons. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons are at Urbandale this Friday night. We'll have both games on Iowa Catholic Radio. And then next Tuesday, the Maroons close out their road trip as they travel to Valley for a Girl Boy doubleheader. We'll have both games Friday and Tuesday on Iowa Catholic Radio, Mike.
Here's an interesting concept for you. They still have 2 fouls to give. Do you foul a couple times as they bring the ball up the court?
Yeah, 2 fouls on Northwest, 3 on Dowling.
But you keep from taking a 3.
Yeah, we'll see what Sam does. Well, she tried to. She pushed Ellie but didn't get called. Here's Sears with it. The Maroons are going to dribble across the timeline, and they call a timeout here once they get across. Here's Sears over to Ellie Moeller. Shot blocked. Blocked by Danberg. Maroons get the rebound, and a putback shot by Nikki Moeller, no good. And that'll do it. Final score, Waukee Northwest 43, Dowling Catholic 40. And congratulations to Sam Powell and the Waukee Wolves, their first win over Dowling, as they are now 1-9 against the Maroons, but they hold off the Maroons. Dowling had a good look at the basket. Ellie Moeller put up a 3 from the right wing. Goal was partially blocked into the hands of her sister, and then her shot was no good, and Northwest comes away with the rebound and the win, Mike.
Yeah, it was a good team, a good game between 2 good teams. I think that, it came down to the fourth quarter. Dowling had 4 turnovers in their last 6 possessions with the lead. But at the same time, they played really good defense, and it took a couple of good shots by, I think Croat's the one that got the 2 baskets at the end there, if I'm not mistaken. So they went to their senior, their leader, the one that they count on to make the big play, and she came through for them.
Wolves outscored Dowling 10-7 in a low-scoring fourth quarter. But Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling 43-40, the final in this Central Iowa Metro League Class 5A top 5 matchup. So Dowling's 4-game winning streak, has been snapped. They're now 11-2 on the year, and the Waukee Northwest girls improved their record to 8-3. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Our man back at the studio, Brady Grimm. Take a 2-minute break. We'll come back with our post-game show alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadale, and we'll return to the Waukee Northwest Gym in 2 minutes along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Faith Check with Greg Ewell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's talk about our first Pope, St. Peter. I remember well a conversation I once had with a Protestant pastor who told me that if Peter were truly the first Pope, he thought he'd see him exercising the papacy more in the Bible. Well, Scripture shows that Peter was no ordinary apostle. Peter's name appears more than all the other apostles combined, and in every list of the apostles' names, Peter's comes first while Judas Iscariot's is last. Peter is the one chosen to pay the temple tax for Jesus and the apostles in Matthew 17. And in the Acts of the Apostles, God picks Peter as the first to take the gospel to the Jews in Acts 2, to the Samaritans in Acts 8, and to the Gentiles in Acts 10. Peter performs the first miracle in Acts 3, pronounces judgment on Ananias and Sapphira in Acts 5, and gives the decisive teaching at the Council of Jerusalem in Acts 15. Every team needs a coach, every company needs a CEO. Yes, Jesus is our King, but he left us Peter to be the head pastor of his flock on earth. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Iowa Catholic Radio is supported by our listeners and business underwriters as we connect listeners to Christ while bridging the gap between the church and the marketplace, seeking God in both. If you own a business that you'd like to use to help further this mission, email Deacon Mark at iowacatholicradio.com. And we encourage you to thank the many businesses who choose to underwrite programming on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Your presence is vital as we participate in the church and the marketplace, seeking God in both.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, in a baton race where one runner has to pass the baton to the next runner, both runners must be running at the same time until the baton is passed between them. In many Eastern Catholic churches, we are running a liturgical baton race. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym, a final in Game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. And it was the Waukee Northwest Wolves defeating Dowling Catholic 43-40. Congratulations to head coach Sam Powell as the Wolves get their first win in their 5-year existence, as they are now 1-9 against the Maroons. But tonight, Wolves led at halftime 24-19 over Dowling. Maroons made a run at it in the third quarter, got the game tied at 33 going into the fourth quarter. And the Wolves out-executed Dowling down the stretch and win it by the score of 43-40. And alongside Mike Burkert, I am Mark Amadale. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have the boys' game coming up as both teams on the floor as we are going through our totals tonight. And for Waukee Northwest, I have the Wolves leading scorer being Romy Croat, the junior, leading the way with 16 points. She was the only player in double figure for the Wolves. Sadie McCann with 9 points, 7 points for Vanna Billick, 4 points each for Cassie Danberg and for Victoria Burpo off the bench. 3 points for Logan Vogt, as the Wolves unofficially went 7 of 8 at the free throw line. And for Dowling Catholic, the Maroons were led by Katie Muller with 18 points. And she was followed by her sister Ellie Muller with 16 points. And then rounding out scoring for Dowling Catholic, Maddie Rice with 3 points. Adrian Sears with 3 points. and Olivia Meredith along with Tess Carmichael did not score. So the Maroons only had 4 players in the scoring column, Dowling unofficially 9 of 12 at the free throw line. Mike, you got to look at some of the numbers before we conclude our post-game show following Northwest win over Dowling 43-40. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, for the game, Dowling was 13 of 41, which was 32%. They were 5 of 14 from the three-point line. I agree with you. They were 9 out of 12 from the from the free throw line. And I'll get to the most important stat when I get them both here. But second for Waukee Northwest, they were 16 of 45, 36%, 7-8 from the free throw line. They were 4 of 14 from the three-point line. The difference in the game, I think, was that Dowling had 11 turnovers, and Waukee, I had them for 5. And they had 4 in the last 6 possessions of the game, which were critical when it was a tie game. I think it was 33-33 at one point. That was going in the fourth. It was like 39-38, I think, and they came back and ended up winning it 43-40.
Yes, they did. They had a nice run there at the end as we were tied going into the fourth quarter, and turnovers are a big part. What was the rebounding edge, Mike? I didn't catch that.
I didn't. I kind of lost track. There was it's probably pretty even. I think offensive rebounds, both teams were able to crash the boards and get some second shots. I think Dowling was maybe a little more effective on that with Ellie Muller inside. She got a couple. Some of those were her missed where they, maybe they fouled her, maybe they didn't. But she got the rebound and put them back in.
All right, well, the Wolves of Waukee Northwest snap a 9-game losing streak to Dowling Catholic with the win. And for Dowling, that's their first loss in a couple years to some other team other than named Johnston. Because they have not lost. They lost to another team outside the state last year in Minnesota, in the Minnesota tournament. But their three of their 4 losses last year were to Johnston, including in the state championship game. But so Waukee Northwest, and Sam's got a nice club. We knew that, and he's getting healthy, and he got some contributions tonight. And Logan Vogt didn't have her best game, very limited minutes. Leading rebounder, finished with 3 points, all at the free throw line, but she had a key steal at the end. And the Wolves forced Dowling into some turnovers at critical stages.
Yeah, I think it points to what we talked about earlier, is that we talked about there are kind of the top 3 teams in Iowa. You got, when Waukee Northwest played Johnston, it was a 6-point game. Dowling played Johnston, it was a 3-point game. Dowling plays this game, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 teams that are really pretty close. It's going to come down to how well you can execute at the end of the game. I think from what I remember and what I was told, the Johnston Waukee Northwest, I think Waukee Northwest led that most of the way, but couldn't close on it. Dowling Johnston, it was close, and Dowling couldn't close it. So.
Well, Mike, we'll talk to you Friday night as it'll be Dowling and Urbandale right in our backyard, so to speak. So we'll see you at the Urbandale gym.
Sounds good. Thanks,
right.
Mark.
Thank you. Mike Burkert, my broadcast partner. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back. Jimmy Cataldo here. The final in Game 1, Waukee Northwest 43, Dowling 40. Maroons' record falls to 11-2, and Waukee Northwest improves their record to 8-3. Jimmy Cataldo's up next, and we'll bring him alongside after this 1-minute break. Our thanks to Brady Grimm. Here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, the boys game coming up next.